We are starting today's video on the pergola roof.
At least I've got a bit of protection under here.
And a bit of, what's this, moss.
Yeah. It's not the comfiest of positions, but it'll do.
So Brad is beading. You're almost done.
I'm nearly done. I've got like 3 squares to go and we're finished.
Woohoo!
Then the last coat of paint.
Oh yeah, so now we have to paint it. And we're getting there.
Yeah.
So close to finishing these windows.
And then that one window down the side, the spare bedroom window.
And then
We've
we're
got that
done.
to do, and then we're done.
And then I've got to do a lot of painting and filling.
That's it. And then we're going to get on to structure.
Yes, we're so close.
So close. Stud work, rafter work, straightening walls, ready for plaster. Come on.
Wait, what's the countdown?
4 weeks.
What? You gotta say it confidently.
No.
Say 4-week countdown.
4-week countdown. Yeah, that's it. 4 weeks. So close. But I think we should be able to make it. I'll put in some couple of big days. I reckon we'll be alright. But we'll see.
I'll go show you the other windows. So now's a good time to sort of give you an update now that it's finally stopped raining. So there's Brad up here over our first window there, doing the beading, and this is the other window. So we still have to do a little bit of work on these windows, which I'll probably start doing as Brad moves on. Oh, hi! As Brad moves on to the structural work inside so that we can get the plaster on. So you can see that we haven't painted all of this black yet, so it needs to do its final coats of paint, but we also need to fill in a lot of the holes. Let me get a bit closer. So when Brad punches in the beading, you can see that it leaves these tiny little pinholes from the bradder, and they're all around these windows, and so it's going to be a bit of work in filling every single pinhole. Oh, I'm blurry again. Every single pinhole on all of these windows with like a wood filler, and then sanding them all back and then repainting the last final coat of black. So there is a bit of work still left in them, and we still haven't even done the first coat of black on here either. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I obviously get through like half a bit of a job and then I just leave it. Past Samantha doesn't make the wisest decisions always. So we need to do it on all windows. So the bottom ones here, the highlights, and of course we need to bead these as well. So we've kind of, again, done just this one bit of beading, but we actually needed to get a smaller bead for these windows, so we'll need to bead these as well and give them a prime or wood filler or paint. So it's the same process for all of these little pieces of glass to finish off our door, but it is looking much better, and I will go around and I will show you the other window that we put in the last video. So you wouldn't have seen this angle of it in the last video. This is from the outside looking in. We've given it 1 coat of paint. So yes, again, it'll need to be beaded by Brad, wood fillered, sanded and painted. But it's really lovely having this window here. It overlooks excuse the mess, but it overlooks our espaliered lemon and lime trees that I put in when we first moved so that they could get big and strong and that we could start to build out the garden here. And they are starting to grow, and that makes me just so happy. Like, look at these. I'll show you. Look at these little buds growing along here. I am such a gardener. I haven't done many gardening videos, but I am definitely itching to start doing more gardening videos as we make our second garden bed in the front yard. I think we'll document that because, I just love it. Good morning.
Morning.
So, Brad finished all of the beading on the door.
Nothing like a late night beating.
So the door is beaded.
Well, the door exterior anyway, we still have to do the inside of the door frame because we didn't build that. So the beading that I've set up, all of our windows and the highlights and the side lights too, didn't work for the beading style or sizing for the door. So I had to buy something different, which means we have to paint it, prep it, then I can cut it, then we can install that.
So
we're
I'll
so close.
paint it first thing this morning so that we can get a few coats on it today. And also we need to be wood filling. I'll be wood filling this window to start with. You can see it in the
Little wiggly
camera.
finger.
I'm pointing to this. Anyway, I'll be wood filling and painting the first window. We're gonna try and get the windows done today. We really need, well, at least the work that Brad needs to do on it, because Brad really needs to move on.
This morning, really.
Yes, so that he can get to the wall so that we can plaster. Brad's so uneasy about it.
Because I know how much work's involved.
Yeah, so I got to get the walls and the ceiling and stuff, but we'll show you as we get to those. But we really need to get to the point where we can move on from these windows, so that's what we're going to focus on this morning.
That's it, get it over and done with.
And I really need to get the garden bed ready for summer, so if I get a chance to do that today, I'm also going to do that.
Sun's out, garden's out.
Oh yeah, sun for the first time in what feels like months.
Especially with all this rain that we've been getting.
Yeah, alrighty, let's
All
get to it.
I'm driving down an empty freeway. No waiting for the light to change. I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
Alright, so while Sam's painting these outside windows, I'm starting to work on the structure, or in this case, what's left of the structure due to the excessive amounts of rot. Like, this is actually disgusting. It's just yellow mold. It's such a massive buildup, and uncommonly, this corner of the house is literally just a hardwood column. It's a huge post that's formed the corner. And as you can kind of see down there, it's literally completely rotted away. Like, that's outside. But I've started to peel it away, and this is the worst case scenario for most of these old houses, purely because they didn't use any paper or sarking on the outside of these frames between the cladding and the studs. So all this moisture just sits in between these two bits of timber over a huge amount of time, destroys the timber itself, bugs, all sorts of stuff get in here. And then you start to get all this like moss and rot and mold, and it's disgusting. But good time for us to get it all out now, reframe up this structure, put in some new stud work, and hopefully try and hold this back end of the front end of the house back up again properly. Because at the moment it sort of stops halfway and the rest is a little bit funky. So we're going to redo all of this stud work, brace it all up so it's actually structural to today's standards, not 100 years ago.
Brad is making an absolute mess behind me. Just when we think we're going to get some pretty things in the house, Brad comes and makes a mess. Don't you, Brad?
Yeah, you got to get rid of the ugly things to make way for the pretty things.
That's true. So are you just going to rip out the whole corner?
Yeah, just going to put my hammer through the wall. Rip the whole lot out. It's so rotted. It's got to go. Redo the weatherboards temporarily so that we keep watertight, and then, yeah.
Rebuild the whole corner.
Rebuild the whole corner.
Yep. So we've got to get through all of the structural stuff so we can get plastering. And I've got to get painting. So let's kick it on. Put in this one to hold the weight. And you can see that it's just rotted right through. It's so wet. Okay, so while Brad continues inside, I am going to try and get this window painted. I feel like it's taking 1,000 years, but we're pretty close. So I'm gonna give it its last and final coat of black paint, and then hopefully we can move on. But you'll see that Brad has tidied up the weatherboard that sits around the window and tucked that weather strip into the weatherboards below, so it's starting to feel a bit neater. We will eventually reclad the whole house, but until then we wanted to just get it to a place where we feel like it looks okay for now. So yeah, starting to get there. Let's get this coat of paint on. Okay, we've got to the end of another week.
Another big week, actually.
It's been a big week, so we're chipping away as we get closer to plastering. We just did a bunch of things.
Yeah, like I took the chimney out this afternoon. I also ripped out a tree, did some stud work, all sorts of things.
Yeah,
It's just-
the studs you saw that were like rotted, Brad replaced them.
They're all done now, which is nice. So that whole corner's actually structural, which is good.
I wood filled all the tiny little pinprick holes in our window beading, and I'm making my way through painting it. It's so time consuming, so I'll continue to do that for this window, the other window,
Yeah,
and then
sorry.
the door as well.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that for quite a while, I think, as Brad starts to work on the walls so that we can think about plastering soon. So there's heaps to do.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Maybe next week I think we'll get stuck into moving some bricks. So we'll do a big video about taking the chimney down and what our plans are there, what that looks
Yeah.
like for our future design, trying to maintain the existing, but also make it work with our layouts and things like that without losing too much space. So it's a bit complicated, but we'll work through it next time.
Yeah, and really exciting projects coming up. But for now, we're gonna go and have some dinner.
Goodness.
It's been
Smells so good.
It's, oh my goodness, I made dinner from the garden. Beetroot, spring onion, leek, all from our beautiful garden. One day, when we maybe redo for the summer garden, I'll show you what our plans are, because we do have a lot of plans for veggie gardening at the front here. We're a little bit distracted inside for now.
Quite a bit distracted.
Anyway,
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
mwah. I went, a moi. Okay, bye.